Now yoga. I heard a lot of controversy around the word yoga on 21st June when 21st June was declared as International Yoga Day. There is no shame in accepting, yes, yoga is a Hindu concept. It is coming out of Ayurveda. It is coming out of the Vedas. But having said that, it's only the connotation which is creating the problem. The concept exists everywhere. Muslims do namaz 5 times a day, correct? What is namaz? For those 10 to 12 minutes when you are doing namaz, you are disconnecting from your conscious thoughts and you are connecting with the subconscious within. You are seeing, you are talking to the God within. That's namaz. 5 times a day, 15 minutes, 75 minutes in a day as per Islam. You are required to do yoga, connect with your subconscious mind. If you look at Christians, they do mass prayer. They do the Sunday mass. All of them stand together and collectively do mass prayer. What is that? Disconnecting from your conscious and connecting with the God within. So every religion on earth is propagating yoga in some form or the other. What is yoga? Yoga is nothing but connecting with the power within, connecting with the infinite power within. You may call it namaz in Islam, you may call it yoga in Hinduism, you may call it mass prayer in Christianity, will give different names. But every religion propounds, gives ways and means of connecting with the God within. Every religion understands that the crux lies in connecting with the God within. We cannot explain the technology, we cannot explain the science behind connecting with the God within. So let us give them rituals which will help them connect with the God within. So when we go to a temple, we as in Hinduism, we are asked to go to temples very regularly. What do we do when we go to a temple? We close our eyes, we are asked to close our eyes, fold our hands and pray to God. When we close our eyes, because we are not seeing around, our mind loses the clutter. We stop connect with our conscious mind. Somewhere that divine feeling comes into us. The temple, if you look at Hindu Vastu Shastra, temples have to be built in a particular manner. And the place where the temple is, where the deity is kept, below that they keep copper. Copper is considered as one of the best conductors of energy. So when you do pradakshina in clockwise direction around the deity, every Hindu temple asks you to do a pradakshina around the deity. That copper helps transmit the positive energies of that particular place to the people who are doing that pradakshina. So you always feel good when you do the pradakshina and come out of the temple. And the place where the deity is kept is the place where there is maximum positive energy as per the Vastu philosophy. So it's pure science, everything is pure science, and every religion has propounded this concept. If I look at it from the Hinduism perspective, if you look at the Bhagavad Gita, there are 3 kinds of yoga which have been propounded in the Bhagavad Gita. One is what is called the Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is typically all the pranayams which we people do, where the legs go behind the head and the hand goes here and the hand goes there. So it's basically using of your limbs, your postures and breathing techniques to connect with the power within. The second kind of yoga referred to in the Bhagavad Gita is Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is typically about philosophical analysis of material elements so that you come out of materiality. So if you look at mythology, it has always said that if you want to increase your nearness to God, you will have to overcome materiality. So people had to renounce their life, become a yogi, so that they could increase their proximity with God. If you look at Hindu mythology, every person who has done something great on that particular front was a yogi, was somebody who had renounced world, done those tap and done those siddhis, and that's where he elevated himself. So Hinduism calls for breaking the bonds of materiality if you want to go one step ahead towards and increase your proximity towards your God. So Jnana Yoga is about that. And the third form of yoga is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means, in simplistic terms, not following any mumbo jumbo, not following any paraphernalia which has been given in the asanas, etc., etc., and learning to connect with the God within. So basically, it's about using science and connecting with the God within. The Bhakti Yoga is nothing, namaz is nothing but Bhakti Yoga. Mass prayer is nothing but Bhakti Yoga, because there is no yogic mumbo jumbo when you do a namaz or when you are doing that mass prayer. It's only about closing your eyes, breaking that veil of the conscious mind and entering into your subconscious mind. And as per Lord Krishna, Bhakti Yoga is the path which people should be adopting to connect with the subconscious mind, because Bhakti Yoga does not call you to be a yogi. Both these forms of yoga, you have to be a yogi, you have to be an expert in that form of yoga to exploit the powers of this yoga. Here you can be a sansaric person with limited efforts. You can achieve that infinite power within. So the Bhagavad Gita propounds Bhakti Yoga. Various other religions are helping people do Bhakti Yoga through the rituals which they have already propounded.